Yeah, here we go. What up? What's up? What's up, everybody? It's been a minute, so I'm back. Welcome to Lifted Noise. If you're here for the Novation Circuit Rhythm stream, maybe you're new to my channel. My name's Raul, and I usually do MPC content. If you scroll through my videos, you see mostly that kind of stuff. But man, I picked this thing up, and I'm really feeling the workflow. So I really wanted to get on and just do some beat making and mostly have a chat with all of you guys, just about the things that I like here, some things that I haven't figured out yet, the workflow, some things that maybe I don't like about it. But I think overall it's really good. It's a nice piece. And yeah, well, I'm just sitting here by myself, I think, waiting for you guys to get on. See if anyone's going to get on. Hopefully, I got this thing live in public. But I'll just go ahead and get started so we don't got too much dead air for the replay, folks. But yeah, I'm just chilling. If you're just jumping right in, if you're jumping in right now, come kick it and have a conversation with me about the Novation circuit rhythm. What's up, Bryant Wally? Hey, man. I appreciate you checking in with me the other day. It means a lot. Yeah, so I've just been out for a while. And yeah, okay, you're here. For some reason, I don't have a viewer count up on the top. I usually do. But I don't know, maybe it's just, okay, there it goes. So it's me and you right now, Bryant. But yeah, I appreciate that, man. We just, you know, family's growing and stuff, so just kind of trying to take care of that. And although I have some time off now away from work, I'm just trying to figure some things out for the house, get organized, make sure everyone has everything they need, focus on my kids and stuff, because I got 3 of them now. So um, yeah, just trying to be a good dad and lead the household. And there's a lot of things I want to put in place and stuff. But I do definitely want to get back to this. But yeah, talking about the Novation circuit rhythm. Um, where am I at here? Okay, this is the sound. Okay, so this projects, right? Um, let's see. I got a list. So just gonna go over like my workflow so far, how I've kind of been laying samples out and going about this because I want to be organized with it. But the workflow is pretty dope. So if you go into sample rec, you can, well, we'll just go to sample here. So right here, this is like bank 1. So you get, so it's like what, 8 by 2. So you get, what is that, like that is 16. So it's 16 samples per bank, and then you have up to 8 banks. And I can scroll through the banks here. So on bank 1, I put the kicks and snares together because I might be sequencing those. That's how I've been doing so far. So I sequence the kick and the snare together. So because you got 8 tracks, right? I love this too, just the ease of being able to select your track. You got a dedicated button for that. But also, yeah. So I was saying like I can save a track if I put my kick and snare together. So it's easy to sequence those together, and then I can move over to the track 2, and then you'll see that the tracks will actually highlight a different color like in the background, and that's actually your banks. So see bank 1 right there. Actually, I'm not, let me switch this camera. Yeah, and I forget his name, was I think it was Chris, but I put a message out there, and I got some feedback from him. Let me switch this camera so you guys can see the top of it. But yeah, I got these caps from DJ Tech Tools. I had first emailed dude to see if he had any like compatibility, and he said they don't have a compatibility list yet because it's such a new item. And so he said to go ahead and order them, see how they fit, and they didn't quite fit exactly because they're don't know if you can see this. I'll do it like this. So they're just up pretty high. So I sent him an email and I sent him some pictures, and he actually refunded me the total price of all of these caps, which ended up being, I don't know, somewhere like 20 bucks. They're pretty cheap if you buy individual caps. They're like $1.99 or something. But yeah. But also, he said he will be having some caps that sit a little bit deeper coming soon, so that's something to look for. I like the way this is laid out, though. You have, you know, the track selection, and I'm gonna select my. So on bank one, I'm gonna put on track one. I'm gonna put kicks and snares, and then on track two, on a bank over to two, you see it blinking for a second. It blinks a different color, and then turns back to the original color, so you know what track you're on. But here I got hi-hats. Three, I'll bank over and to bank three. I got some like crashes, shakers, percussion, that kind of thing. And then let's go over to four. Now I had sampled a little loop, but really I also have, like, I've been laying this out, like, since the circuit rhythm doesn't have like polyphony, it's monophonic strictly for tracks. I've been sampling chords in, so I can go up to the sample rec screen and scroll through my different banks as well. This is how you know, sample to open slots. So I got open slots. I got some bass line, or just bass, single bass notes, and that I've been sampling chords in. So double stop, just like the MPC actually stops your sound. That's cool. And so I've sampled in chords, and then on the next bank, I've sampled in the single notes of the corresponding sounds for those chords. So like pianos, got harpsichord. So I can lay down some like chord progressions and then add some more of a melody to it with the single notes there. Yeah, I'm gonna go back out. So we're laying the tracks out, and I'm gonna just lay some stuff down, some drums. Shift, click brings up your metronome. Click on tempo. Got my tempos at like 90 there. Okay. So one thing that takes a little getting used to, since coming from like an MPC world, is where is my chat window? I'm not trying to ignore y'all. Yeah, I still like how the caps look anyhow. Okay, so get a little sip here. Brian, did you pick up do you have a circuit rhythm? Or are you just here checking this out? But one thing, since I know you're on the MPC, one thing that takes a little getting used to, since this is kind of, in a way, this is kind of step based, because I can do that. But I can also add in live, right? But one thing that is difficult to get used to is not having like a count in. So you gotta wait for it to come back around. So by default, it's only 16 steps, and then there's this button that makes it 32. So I think that amounts to 2 bars rather than 1. It would be cool if this was, instead of that, it was like 2, and then you can make it 4. But one thing you can do, which I'll do real quick, is go to patterns, and then select on another pattern for my kick and my snare track, and I'm gonna make that 32 bars as well. Go back into patterns, and if I select these at the same time, it'll chain them. So now I have effectively a 4-bar loop that I can continuously record to. So okay, so let's see if we can do this. And it's I like that there's no screen, but then it is difficult to figure out some things like what bar you're on. I'm not sure if it's starting from the beginning every time you hit play. Still haven't figured that out yet. It seems like it is because it turns blue when it's on the first 1 through 16 steps, and then it turns orange when it goes to 17 through 32. But then now, since it's pattern chained, I have 2 different patterns connected. I'm not sure what pattern I'm on, but they're chained together. So actually, to make things simpler on myself, I'm just gonna do the 2 bars, and I'm gonna count 2 bars and use that as my count in. So even with that count in, the sound of that, but you can easily delete it, right? So even with that count it in, just letting the 2 bars repeat itself. I didn't hit the first kick on the 1, and it landed like right before the 1 on the loop around from the pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and what happened there? The sequencer is pretty smooth. Here's another way of deleting this. So if I go to patterns, hit clear, and just press the pad, it clears everything out. When I go back, though, it also cleared out the setting from 116 through 17 to 32 steps. So I gotta click that back on. So it's 2 bars instead of 1 when you do that. So you could do it, how I did it before by just clicking the steps to erase, or going in a pattern, shift clear. But yeah. So you do not have a key step, or excuse me, a circuit rhythm. I don't know why I say key step. Man, it's kind of hot in here. I might go turn the AC back off, shut it off, so it wouldn't be up in the microphone. But yeah, the sequencer on this is pretty smooth, but does take a little getting used to. Like I said, without the count in. If there's something I don't know about, some kind of count in setting that you can click on, it'd be cool if someone can let me know. But so far, no count in. So, and then right there, I know there's something I believe called sample flip, where, so if I, I've sequenced the kick, but I can switch it while it's still recording. Is that how you do it? Maybe not. All right, so there is definitely some learning for me to do on this thing. I do have some questions with it, but let's see if I can just get. Yeah, I'm about to go see on. I'm sweating over here. So. That's my bad. See, I haven't spent too much time with it. I know quite a bit, but I'll accidentally do things like that. Like I just turned on Node Expand, which is the keyboard mode. It's kind of like 16 levels on the MPC. Yeah, see the thing is about the quantize is actually off right now, I believe. So if you hold shift and you hit the record button, it'll turn this like whatever this color is, this light green color. I know there's another name for that. Then it puts it on quantize, I believe. So let me try that, see how bad that sounds. Maybe this is, I don't know. Okay, so there is a setting where it turns the quantize off, and it's either this or this one, so it's like light red. And then, yeah, so the other one would be quantize on. But with the quantize off, from what I've seen in from videos from like Accurate Beats and Gabe Miller Music, is that it's not like a true quantize. There's actually what's called micro steps, and there's like 6 micro steps per on the grid. So it kind of like the when you can shift it with the MPC within quantize, but you only have up to 6 steps, I think, either way, like backwards or forwards, because there also is like a tempo and a swing function. So you have it set by default at 50, then you can go back this way, and I think that's the same thing as the micro steps. It might not be, but it's just about putting it off the grid and stuff. So it's not, when you're doing the quantize off, it's just like going to the nearest micro step, I believe. But I've been sequencing like this, so I'm gonna 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Don't know why I'm getting that double snare there. Hold up, I'll be right back. Gotta throw this AC on. All right, so be patient with me. I'm sweating over here trying to make a beat, and and because the AC was off, so I just turned it on, and I don't know what I was gonna say. And something. So, yeah, I don't know if that's like the sample flip thing, Bryant. So I'm gonna try it with both these on, because it's been working with me with this when I hold shift and it's at that light red. It's been good. It may just be that I'm on stream, and so I'm like just trying to do this, and it's throwing me off. I guess with that little added pressure of being on the spot, but so if I do it like this, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Gotta erase that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so I mean that sounds all right. And it's on the like the teal colored rec button. Let's go to track 2. I'm gonna stop it. So this is cool. You got a drum pads mode. So if you click on it, you get these little drum pads here. And then there is a like a note repeat function. And then you can latch it by clicking this button. So I just hold that. So let's try something. Okay, but hold up. I got a sample. Nah, let's hi-hats. This is a little fast for me. But I have a sample chopped up in here, and I don't remember what the tempo was on it. So you have to do something creative here. Okay, for sure, Bryant. What up, Stay Golden? Love your videos. I appreciate it. So Stay Golden, you got one of these things? A triangle or a higher pitched instrument? Yeah, maybe I'll pitch that hat up. Let me see if I can find I'm gonna go track 4, and I have this sample in here. Okay, I'm gonna mute these out real quick. Go to track 4. Oops. Mixer. I don't need that. That might be a good tempo. I think I gotta double up this pattern now. Let's see, duplicate. Let's see if that does it. Yeah. Duplicate. Okay, I guess I haven't figured out how to duplicate yet. Let me see. Alright, that's what's up. You got an MPC ONE. Makes sense if you're on the channel. And a Novation launch key. Oh, cool. Which one? What launch key do you have? Stay Golden. I like the Novation. Probably, is it the launch key like the? Is it a keyboard or is it like a pad thing like this? I think I had a Novation keyboard for a bit, and I picked it up because it does have a lot of the features like the chord modes and scales and all that. Mini 25, so yeah, okay, it's a keyboard. Cool. Brian, you also have a Novation launch key? You got the 37 key version? I think I had picked that up for a little bit. I actually had let go of my MPC for a little bit, so I didn't have like a chord mode. You know, I was just working with the MPC 500. This was for a very brief moment since I go through a lot of gear, like a lot, so. Testing out this the streaming software has It's not a new function, but I think I just discovered it's where I can switch through cameras. I think it's not really super smooth because it goes black, and I think the audio cuts. But I just wanted to try it out. So yeah, the 25 keyboard, but it has 16 pads, which is auto mapped to extra 16 keys in a custom mode. Yeah, and then those pads you can. Well, the 25 key version, I think, from my understanding, I just look at gear so much. It has a chord mode, but it doesn't have like the predetermined scales and stuff. It's like where you can make your own chord, right? Where you have to input the keys and then, or something like that. That's probably what it is with the mini. Because I was looking at that mini for a while before I bought like a MPK mini play. Yeah. So, what you got so far? I was trying to duplicate that pattern. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. Patterns. It's not working. I guess I'll just work with a two bar loop of a beat. So. Mixer mode. So once you go into the mixer mode, all the knobs up here correspond to a pad, and you can control the volume on it. That's dope, just like at your fingertips kind of stuff, which I love. So it is pretty limited on some things, like not having polyphony, and for one, like I was talking about the count in click for the metronome, but at least it has a metronome. Like I picked up the what's it called, the PO33. That thing doesn't even have a metronome, so you have to like program in a hi-hat in order to know what's going on if you want to play it live, because you can do the live input just like you can with this, but it's like mainly, I guess it's mainly a step sequencer. So, but yeah, I don't get it coming from the MPC world why they would leave out a metronome for one and then a count-in second. Like it seems pretty like a very useful thing that you could just add in there, you know. But the limitations on this have been cool. I've liked putting in chords, and I think after this, if I'm still going for a minute, I'll try to do like a original composition using those chords and making some melodies. But yeah, there's some things like, if there's any circuit rhythm users out there right now, I could use your help, because I do want to get in. I have some questions. Like I do want to start making packs for this, and I have this pack that I want to share. But I don't know how to make a new pack. So projects are in here, so you can do as many projects as there are pads here. So I forget what it is. So it's a 16 by another. So if I'm breaking this down, I'm looking at like an MPC, like this would be MPC's. Let me switch camera. So it's like two sets of MPC pads next to each other, right? So if you had two MPCs, it's 8x8, 4x4, and 4x4. So you got 16, 2 pads, right? Okay, but just the bottom rows, so it's a 2x8 row, are where you can control your samples, and then the top 2 bars, 2 rows of pads are your steps. So you have 16, and then you have 8 banks, so it adds 128 samples per pack. And then within your packs also include your projects. So you can have 128 samples per pack, and then going into your projects, this many, whatever that is, 16 by 16. So 32 projects within a pack and 128 samples. So it's pretty cool if you're going to do like projects and do a whole project per pack and just use, say, I mean, that'd be a cool way to do like if you were doing like an album or I guess a beat tape or something, you could do a pack and have a bunch of beats per project and using the same samples, so you kind of have like a cohesive and organized way of going about that. So I like that. This, it's definitely a bonus. Some things that it has going for it over like the MPC is just, it's just the instant ability. Like there's no save time. There kind of is like when you're recording samples in, but what I've noticed is that even when you're saving, it doesn't freeze up the functions. Like you can save something, exit the screen, and your sample's actually already there that you've just recorded and it's saving. It's like thinking, it'll be blinking and stuff, but you can still actually play, and you can record more samples while it's saving the other samples. So what may seem like a drawback, like it's slow, I think it's just recording it to the internal memory so far, which I think I've been saving to, and then or the SD card. Now I don't know if the SD card saving would be slower or if it would freeze up the functions, because I haven't actually had the ability, been able to figure out how to use to make a new pack. So if that circuit rhythm user out there that does know how to make a new pack, I need your help, honestly, because I've followed directions, I've read the manual, followed the steps. So pretty much you're supposed to go, so you double click it. So I'll click it once. This is your projects. I think I might have deleted my I just undid everything I made, so I'll redo it again. This is your projects. Double click or shift click is your packs. So I believe this pad right here that's highlighted represents the pack that's saved internally to the circuit rhythm without even having an SD card in. I bought 2 micro SD cards, thinking that the first one wasn't like exactly compatible. So like when you, let me see, I switch this again. Okay, so I pulled out my, let me pull out my SD card. So when you try to go into the packs window with SD card out, you get this little drawing right here that looks like an SD. I don't know if it really translates on the screen, but it looks like an SD card. So it's pretty much telling you need to put an SD card in there in order to access the packs menu section. So I'll click it in and then I get this, but then I still have just one pack highlighted. So in the manual it says to like click on a pack, click an empty slot, and then hit play, and then like some kind of animation is supposed to pop up. And I did it, right, and it turns a different color. I never see any kind of animation. I don't know if that's what they meant by that, or if like I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. At first I thought it was the micro SD card compatibility, but I got a new one, and I actually went through the manual, and the manual had like a fact to the website that had a bunch of micro SD cards that were tested and known to work. So I purchased one of those. I got 128 gigabyte. Let me see if I'll pull it out. It looks like, I don't know if you will see this, so tiny. But it's 128 gigabytes, A1. And I really don't know what this stuff means. Honestly, until I read it, I didn't know there was much of a difference in types of SD cards and stuff. Or it's like a type 10. There's like a 10 and then an A1. So it's reading it, and it did read my other one. I just can't make a pack, which is, it sucks, because I want to make a bunch of packs. I don't want to be locked into just 128 samples, and I've run out of space saving it to the internal. Let me see if I put that in there real quick. So, and I want to start sharing packs, giving them out, whatever. Maybe selling something. To this day, I haven't sold a product. I haven't tried to sell a product here. Yeah, let me see. Go up in the chat. Oh, y'all are babies compared to me. I'm 35. Let me see. Limitation is the mother of creativity. Yeah, I've heard it, mother of invention. Same kind of deal, though. Let me see, what is it? In the sense that it has a chord mode where you can hold down keys to establish. Yeah, okay, that's what we were talking about for sure. Moving on. You looked at those little ones, what, the SD cards? Yeah, they're super tiny, and you can get it, put it in like a. When you buy them, they usually come with an adapter, like a normal sized SD card adapter. They may need an organizer to make a distribution pack. Well, there's software called Components that Novation has, and you can download it or you can just use it through the web. There's a web browser version which I've been using. So yeah, it has its format, the pack format. So I've successfully exported a pack, but I just don't know how to make more packs on here. So after I come out, it's still my same pack that I had before. And y'all excuse this wobbliness. Like I'm in the middle of just like kind of switching my space, and I bought a new desk because my back has really been messed up. Even with the MPC ONE stands that I bought to help me from like slouching over, I've had lower back issues in the past. So right now I'm just using this cheap little foldable like TV dinner tray thing, and I'm celebrating a little bit here. My family's growing, and I'm just trying to get planned up and figure things out around here. But I've made space in my room by getting rid of the real big workstation desk, and I appreciate the room that I have now, but kind of taking a toll on my back. But this is temporary, so if it's bouncing around, that's the reason. So, Brian, you thought you were way older than me, right? Let me see. I thought you said you were 32, Brian, or was it 32 pads? Let me see. Damn, at least the extra SD can be used with something else. Yeah. So I have another 128 gigabyte SD just laying around. Hopefully. I mean, they're so tiny, I might have lost it already. I'm not sure where I put it. I think I put it in the adapter and then put it in a box with my other CF cards. You stand up all the time? Yeah, look, I got the MPC ONE here, and I just did this like 2 days ago, and I've been standing up with it. It's interesting. But I don't know if I'd want to stand up the whole time. I'm really shooting for, since my family's growing, is to get like a bigger apartment at least. So we're working on that. We're in a 2-bedroom, and I thought it was really cool. My girl was supportive when she said, we should get a 3-bedroom so you have your own space for your lifted noise and stuff. That's what the family will refer to it. Yeah, so even the kids will be like, "You doing your lifted noise?" It's a proud moment that the family acknowledges and supports what I'm trying to do over here. My hobbies and What up, Louis? What's good? Welcome, man. Thanks for coming in. Cool Doug Love. Hey, what's up, man? I'll check some of your videos, bro. I know you got the circuit rhythm, so maybe you could answer some questions for me. I don't know if you're in here, but I was just posing a question about packs because I can't figure it out. Can't figure out how to make a new pack. I'm just stuck on the internal pack, and I want to make some more and start sharing them stuff. See what else did I miss in the chat? Yeah, but I switched over a project and I forgot to save. Oh, saving's really easy, just to double click a button right here, up here. I forgot to do that, so I'm gonna have to start this beat over. $52 years old. Okay. Yeah, I'm close. I'm close. Only 15 years out. It's crazy. Like, I still feel like I'm 18 in a way. Not my body, like my back. I was saying it's messed up. Yeah. So I don't know. That's love, yeah. Big One Tower, what's good? Hey, do you have a circuit rhythm? Um, did you try homie's suggestion? Oh, did I miss the suggestion about pressing play on a new pad? Where's the suggestion? Who said it? Oh, I think you just need to hit a pad and press play to start. Yeah, but I was in here doing that. Have you actually done it then? It sounds like you're okay. So this is projects, right? New project. Double click. Just click once, I guess. And then I press a new pad. Hold up. Let me switch the angle once again. I'm not trying to make packs with the editor software though. But what's up, Brian R? I'm just trying to make the packs from here because I'm sampling a lot of the stuff in, right? So I'm not trying to drag and drop kind of thing. That's just not my vibe, my workflow at all. That's why I love these standalone machines. So if you've been to my channel, I always talk about, often talk about standalone. You never see me doing like a MPC video with the software. I just don't mess with it at all. Just my choice, and I feel like there's a few of you out here who kind of rock with that kind of workflow. And this is pretty much just a standalone machine. I don't think this is not a hybrid. You can't use this with software, other than the components to make packs and stuff. I definitely do have a micro SD card inserted, because when you don't have it inserted, it gives you that little message. But here I am. So I've selected a new pad, right, and I hit play. It'll turn this like pinkish color. I don't know if you can even see that. I can't really see it changing colors on my monitor. But yeah, nothing happens. I don't know if it's supposed to take a while. I believe the manual says it calls this priming a new pack, so you can make a pack with nothing in it. But it just kind of glows that pink, and when I go out, I'm still in my same pack that I was in. So it seems as if it's creating a new pack. Hit the save button twice. Yeah, I don't know. It's still not doing it. Let's see. Yeah. So if you can see what I'm doing here, Cool Doug or Brian R, you guys have a rhythm or a tracks. Does it behave differently when you press play? Do you get more? Because in the manual it says it'll play an animation on the pads, and I haven't seen any animation other than the pad itself just glowing a pinkish color. All right, well, I'm gonna sequence tempo 83, I guess. Double up on the steps. 1, 2, 3, 1. I might have just figured something out. So I feel like that was accounting just there. So I hit record and then play. Does that make sense? So you guys have you noticed if there's a count in with sequencing? Because I had no problem there. I'm gonna have to redo that just to see. I'm learning right here. This is the definition of document, don't create. I'm learning as I go. Let's see if I can recreate that. No, it didn't work that time. It just started. Two, three, 4. Not recording there. Yeah. I don't know, it was a fluke. I thought I had some kind of counting function there. recording. Two. That's a little stiffer than when I played it, so I don't think that's the quantized. I think that's the quantized method. That's not what I wanted to do there. It is, but it's not. I'm trying to get this on the right bars. So the circuit rhythm is completely mono, right, with the samples, which is weird because you do have a stereo input in the back. But when you go into effects, I find that you can, I don't know if this is a reverb on this track or on this effects right here, so you can select different effects and then turn your knobs in the effects section. But I could make this sample, the sample chop, kind of sound stereo by turning this, I believe it's a reverb. Although I don't think you guys will hear it because kind of figured out a while back that this streaming software somewhere for some reason sums the audio down to a mono signal. Hey baby. Thanks babe, love you. Let's see. You know what I did, Brian? I did upgrade the firmware recently. And it's interesting because I read the release notes, and there's some cool new stuff. Like in the sample screen, you can do chops, like a live chopping thing, by just selecting a new pad while it's already in record. That's dope. And then I did read something about being able to create packs from the machine standalone, which I thought already was possible, and it just had the same instructions that were already in the manual, as far as my understanding. So, like, it wasn't any different. Yeah, the lack of counting on it is a weakness. Yeah, I guess you just turn it on and count your bars, you know. So put it on 32 steps to get your 2 bars, and then just when you hit record, count to 4 twice, and then bring it in. But I rarely get the kick on the 1 when I do it like that. There's no other way. Sometimes I've actually been just programming the first kick on the one by using the step edit, and then programming everything else in. Big one tower. The knobs are from DJ Tech Tools. I was talking about this in the beginning. They don't fit flush. As you can see, they don't fit flush. They're the thin encoder knob for the ones for these 8. And then I don't remember exactly. This might be like a super knob. But yeah, they don't have information exactly on what's compatible with the circuit rhythm because it's so new. But I believe it was, I think the customer service guy's name was Chris. I'm not sure if he's the owner or just an employee, but they hooked me up with the knobs because they didn't fit. I don't know if that was just something he did with me because they'd appreciate the feedback as valuable information or what. But yeah, but he told me that they're coming out with like a deeper knob that fits more flush. You know what I mean? That might possibly work with this. I wish they had knobs over there that fit with the MPC. I've tried using these, although they fit, they're not functional. So that's pointless. They're not functional with the actual MPC ONE. Like what do you call them? Q-Link knobs? Yeah, they won't work. You step sequence a basic track. That's what's up. Yeah, I prefer to play in live. I prefer to play in live, but you know, I'll do the step sequence for the first. I like how Jeff Mills would stick in a side stick on the 909 to get a basic sound going first. Excuse me if I sound ignorant. I'm not sure who Jeff Mills is. Yeah, you like them like that? Yeah, it's growing on me. I like the colors, and I kind of went with a color-coded thing in a way. So, I mean, there may be no rhyme or reason why my tune or pitch knob is yellow. But I have start and end length of my sample. Those are clear. And then slope, I picked this green color because I pictured like a hill, you know. For distortion, I picked the orange. It was either going to be orange or red. It makes sense to going in the red, but I picked orange because I'll explain with the red one. But I got black for the filters. There's a high pass filter, a low pass filter, and then I picked red, which is resonance in the sample play mode. But when you go in the sample rec, it's actually your input record volume. So I picked the red for that one. Track 5, I got some basses. Yeah, that's the one already. Like in the mixer view, you can change the volumes with the knobs that correspond with the tracks. That's dope. And then when you do this, you can do panning. Okay. Put a little shaker in there. Alright. Yeah, I get the concept there, that using, just putting a side stick in there as like a metronome. One of the house dudes? Oh, okay. Yeah, I've never gotten into the house world, so that's how we had to do it back in the day. Distortion is orange, yeah. Can you roll some high end off of the metallic sound cutting hard over YouTube? Like overall? Well, I guess there's a master filter. Does that help? I mean, that really muffles my sound. Make sure I don't have... Check, check. So I was just messing with the... I'll do it lightly, see if that works. I'll go down to the effects, because I don't know, these reverbs are weird. They kind of sound a little metallic. I don't know if you just notice it after I put the reverb on or what. Yeah, that reverb sounds pretty metallic. I'll just leave the effects off. They're not the best as far as like just on the surface, the effects. They're okay. Like I haven't explored them too much. But yeah, I'm not sure where you're hearing the metallic sound. Is it coming from the beat or just overall? Okay. Let me see. But yeah, I was just messing with the grid effects, which is cool. I like that it has, so you got a double function here, right? The mixer, everything pretty much, every button has a double function. So mixers, you can, it's kind of like your track mutes if you're in the MPC. I like how it's laid out. It's just awesome how it's laid out right underneath. Everything just corresponds, you know, makes the workflow really nice. And then the grid effects was just on. You also have this latch. So I like the lo-fis. You can hear my whole voice is lo-fi now, really lo-fi. So you can choose to just do it momentarily, right? Or keep the latch on. So that's pretty cool. Some things I still haven't explored, like pattern settings, probability. Haven't really used the microstep or the gate. There's sidechain. I haven't tried the sidechain yet. That's too bad I'm on this angle. It's in my kick sample. That's my kick right there. I'll go to my sample. The effects are a lot better than the tracks. Oh, for real. I'm gonna catch it back on this chat and see if I can get it in chronological order. YouTube does compress, huh? Yeah. Well, there's only so much mixing you can do with this thing. I mean, you have volume, you have panning, you have a high pass filter, low pass filter. I guess that's pretty much it. You know, you have a master filter, you have some effects, but as far as EQ, it's pretty limited. So I do have a mixer. You know, that'd probably be ideal to kind of record and sample in your stuff the way you want it to sound. Yeah, definitely MPC is kind of a preference for doing mixing if you are solely standalone, which I kind of refuse to. I've had the thoughts of going back to a computer and like getting on Pro Tools because I know how to mix in there. Probably might take me a while to like remember how to do everything, but I think I'd probably figure it out. But I'm just more into the, you know, it's all contained kind of in one thing. So I'll probably, I think as of right now, it might just be the newness of it. I think this is funner to sample with. And like the MPC, I don't really do too much sampling with the MPC. I do a lot more of composing because I have those. You have a lot more tools for composing. I mean, you have key groups and you have chord mode, or excuse me, it's known as what is it known as? Pad perform or notes mode. Yeah. But this, so far, and like I said, it might be the newness of it, is funner for sampling. Just because, even though, like the 500, and that's why I like it, because it doesn't have the screen, and I'm using my ears, and it's probably imperfect. Like, I have a tendency, like when I'm looking at a waveform, like in the MPC, to be real precise, as like with where the transient is. Like, I'll just go right on there, and that kind of takes some of the joy out of it when you're being so precise. Because I know I've chopped stuff in the MPC 500. Like I've made kick sounds, recorded, and they sound like they're hitting as soon as you press, right? But when I've loaded them in the MPC ONE and looked at the waveform, you have like this much of a space of the waveform before the actual transient hits. And I don't know why I get weird, and I always like cut it. I mean, you don't need to, right? But I always cut it like right at the transient when it comes to samples, but it's not necessarily what's the best as far as feel, I don't think. Okay. Yeah, it's in the sample for sure. I'm gonna save this real quick and then probably start something new. Been on an hour already, huh? I'll be right back though. Quick bathroom break. Give you all that beat for a second. Do your thing. All right. Appreciate it. Yeah, I use the tracks for jamming out with other gear that can't sequence itself, but this is dope too. Yeah. Um, where is it? I like that you don't have to set anything up. You don't have to name anything. Yes, just hit a pad and record. Yeah, me too. Cool, Doug, man. I really like that. Like, um, I mean, I thought I liked the aspect of organizing and naming stuff. When I moved over to, like, when I picked up an SP404, I was like, I can't name anything. But the instantaneousness of it all, like, even with that, you don't even have to press save. But not having to name things and just the quick save, you don't have to, like, with MPCs, you have to hit the save and name it, determine where it's going to be saved, and when you load it, gotta search for it. Now it sounds just all like complaining, but it adds to the workflow and the feel of this, that it's just a whole lot more funner um, to use. Got my first base station in 1994. So I've been a Novation fan since the start. Yeah, that's what's up, man. I've went back and forth, like, eyed the base station and never tried one though. I think the first Novation thing I did for a while have I think a Novation, what is it, the mini version of the Mini Nova, which was pretty cool. I paired it with the MPC 500. This was years ago. Didn't hold on to it just because I don't hold on to a lot of stuff. And I think I was looking for something more, different types of sounds. It was a digital synth, although I don't have much experience with with analog synths or synths in general. I don't know. I go through gear a lot. It sounded cool, but it just, yeah. That's it. Can't hear or feel with your eyes. True. I think. Yeah, I like hardware better too, Big Tower. That's for sure. Or X Station. What is the X Station? I'm not sure. What up, Apex? Welcome in. That suite makes it easy to sample vinyl live off the mixer. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, have you, Brian R? Have you tried the? I guess it's a new function. I didn't know it was until I read the release notes on the latest firmware for the Circuit Rhythm. So they came out with like 1.1, I think it was, and one of the things was being able to, in this screen, record on the fly. So once you select the pad, you could do chops this way, hit record, and then just go, and then hit the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and you're chopping, which is pretty cool because it gives you that ability to do it manually and just get a feel for it. The drawback of that is you're taking up more sample slots, right? So with the built-in sample chopping is pretty cool because you can it just takes up one slot, and then you have a choice of, you go over here, make sure I'm on my sample. So yeah, so you go click on sample mode, and it's by default on keyboard. So when you go on note, you get pictures. So the note expand also works as the slice function. So if you go sample mode and switch it from keyboard, I don't know why I don't have the top down camera on right now. Go back to that. I'm real unorganized here. Go over to the slice mode and go to note expand. Then you now have chops, right? And if you go back to sample, how many chops? So it's like, I believe that's 16, 8, and 4. So let's do 8 and go note expand. Real short chops right now because I have like a short chop, because the way that I chop actually was by using the record in. I did it on the fly just by hitting the pad. So I came up with, these were my manual chops. Yeah. So, let's go back to the keyboard. The tracks is the same, like that. It's great for jamming out. How do you like the synth in the tracks? Like, how are the sounds in there? Is it all synthesizer stuff? Do you have any like acoustic type of stuff in there? I just ask because I'm more of an acoustic sample kind of person than synthesizer sounds. There was an Electrive, I believe, the M1 that was an all-in-one box. Yeah, I remember the Electrives. They made some not too long ago, and it was, I kind of saw some parallels between the way Novation did the circuit tracks and the rhythm, because what was it, Corey that made the Electrives, and they have one that's out still. It's still in production. Like if you go to Sweetwater or Zounds, where I always go, I believe it's still up there. It's not discontinued, but they have the Electribe sampler, and then they have an Electribe synth version, so it's the exact same form factor, just like the circuit rhythm and the tracks, yet one of them's a synth and one of them's a sampler. Base Station 2. Have they made some significant upgrades with the Base Station 2 versus the original? Yeah, Cool Doug, I think you're also more likely to just try things with machines like the Rhythm or the 404. Try things, what do you mean by that? Like try new things, different things? Because of the workflow or the lack of screen or what? I've kind of wanted a base station since I got a Digijack, just because it's one of the few things that can do per step program changes. Okay. Would that? What do you mean? Is that like controlling external gear, like actual? That's I don't know. What do you mean? Only, as far as I know, as program changes, it's like you can change a sound from an external source, like a sound module. That's the only way I understand that terminology, but I could be way off with it. Brian R. That's dope. Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure what you're referring to. But yeah, let me see. Let me try. Let's start a new project. Okay, so we got a blank slate, tempo. Alright, go with, oops, that's a swing. I'm gonna make this real quick. I don't want to be on for like 2 hours here. Just because, I don't know, I lowered back to 74. Okay. Let's see what that sounds like. Click on. What up, Cinematic Toys? What's good, man? Yeah, we've just been kind of exploring the circuit rhythm. Yeah, I'm kind of new to it. I've picked up a lot of it. It's actually pretty easy. There are some more like advanced stuff, I guess, deep down, like pattern settings, probability, gates, microsteps. But I'm just figuring it out, talking about some things that I like, dislike. Nothing a deal breaker. It's fun. Right now, I just got done making like a sample based thing, and now I'm gonna make a it's like an original composition because I've got in here. I'm gonna go through select my tracks first. 4. So on track 4, excuse me, on bank 4, I've actually sampled in some chords, and I use my MPC to do this. So I got like a piano sound over here, and I've got like a major and minor triad. All these are in C. I got the major and minor 7th chords. Then I just got different sounds doing like major, minor, triads, or 7th chords. This is like a jazz guitar. Maybe I'll go with that and try to do like a lo-fi kind of thing. So what's a lo-fi jazzy chord progression? 1, 2, 5, 1, maybe like 2. Okay. Let me see. Why did I get rid of the 404 D Royal? Actually, it wasn't like the best reason. It was just because, I actually needed some money. I was low on money, and so I decided to sell the 404 rather than I think sell my MPC at the time. I could do so much more with the MPC, and the 404 at the time I was kind of using, which I really love for doing like sound design, mainly for recording my drums in, because I forget even what the function was called, one of the effects, but like one of the top effects, or it had like a dedicated button. It was like the EQ, and you could turn the knobs. You had like a high, medium, low, and I would love that to just like resample my kicks and snares and hats, and I would layer a couple of sounds and resample them and then EQ them, and I think that worked great for that. But yeah, it just came down on a money thing. I didn't like at that point right before I sold it. I was like ready to get kind of try to get into the 404 sequencer, but initially with the 404 sequencer, I thought it was trash. It was difficult. Just immediately said it was trash, but it was difficult to actually get a beat like on time. So, I resorted for the time making beats with the resample method that you know about if you use a 404 and you've been deep into it, you know what the resample method is versus using the sequencer. But yeah, that's mainly what it was. And yeah, I just never went back and buy one. They're relatively expensive for I don't know. I guess I mean it's a good box, but I think it's more for me. It's more of like a sound design, like a instant kind of gratification, mangle your sounds kind of thing. Not even mangle them for me, just EQ them right. Because I made I think some heavy drums with that, and I love the vinyl synth. But yeah, I actually kind of like this thing, and it might be sacrilegious to say, kind of like this thing better than a 404, just because the sequencer is so much more better. The drawback with this is I can't even. It does have a resample, which is cool, but you can't resample more than one pad at once. So you'd either have to sequence and resample a whole beat, which could be useful because you could resample different sections of a beat. Like if you sequence them out, record them, put them on a pad, and then like when you pad, since the pads are the tracks are monophonic, you could use the tracks to kind of do a live set, I guess, and do little sections of your song by pressing a pad because they naturally cut each other off. So you have that going for you. But yeah, it's not as good in that regard. It's not as good in the regard to the 4.4 as far as like effects go. EQ. I wish it had the EQ the 4.4. If it had that, then it would be better than the 4.4. I think, in my opinion. So, but yeah, man, I sold that unit the 4.4 just for money. So, and I go through a lot of gear, so that's the reason. I try to keep it pretty simple, like minimalistic. But I've gone through a lot of gear in my life, searching for the right workflow and things, and yeah. What up, Metro Man? Okay, I already said what's up to you. You got a long name, Cinematic Toys. Has that always been your name? Cinematic Toys powered by the Metronome Lab? I gotta check you out. Sounds interesting. But it is a long name. Uh, yeah, the base station could change patches every step if you want it to, and the Digitac can send a program change every step if you want it to. See, I'm uncomfortable sitting here. That's why I need this desk. Oh, I didn't splurge too much on that desk though. I went to Amazon and bought the cheapest desk I could find, pretty much $39.99 for a desk. But it's temporary because I'm planning to get up out of here to an apartment at least with 3 bedrooms, and when I'm over there, I'll probably get something. I'll get a better situation going on and start doing this a lot more. Um, yeah, it's difficult when you're in limited space. I mean, you can't have excuses. You got to do the best for what you got, right? But sometimes I do feel frustrated, like I'm putting a cap on my creativity, my potential. Like I feel like it's frustrating. I'm trying to let it out. Like there's so much more I want to do. Like and I want to write lyrics and stuff, and I got stuff I could say, um, but it's potential. It's capped off. But sometimes it's just excuse. You got to make do with what you got. Anyways, I'm going off topic. Thank you, dope chords. I think it's a seventh chord, but yeah, some limitations of that because it's just like pitching it up. So with this thing, with the keyboard or its note expand, you should get the keyboard. Everything is you want to sample it at C so that it starts here and you have, you know, like a legitimate keyboard. I mean, you don't have to, but I'm kind of particular that way. I want to know what key it is, and even though I'm mostly playing by ear, you know what I mean. Oh shit, I've been there. My MPC studio had to go for the same reason. Yeah, so you have the one now, D Royal. I don't know if I let my one go. Actually, a little secret, I did let it go for a little bit because that was like shortly after the 404. Um, Yeah, I needed some money. I sold the 404 and I ended up selling the one, but I ended up buying it back. So I've owned two different separate ones. But unless Akai comes out with like a different, like a newer, more portable, even more portable MPC, like say a one with a battery. I don't know if I'd go with I'd buy a one with a battery because I've got the battery pack. But if it was even more portable somehow, a little bit smaller, it'd be cool if they rounded off the edges. Uh, I think if they rounded off the edges, made it look a little more aerodynamic, that'd be better. I might sell the one. Oh yeah, it's a good point. You can resample in the drum pad mode. My bad. I don't know if it was you, but someone did tell me that in the because I made like a video on how to do chords solely with this. If you like set your pitches to the different notes in a chord and then you resample it, then you can get chords out of this. It's kind of tedious, but it's a workaround. Have you only this? But someone did mention to me that if you go into sample, because you can play polyphonically when you're in the drum pads mode because it's only tracks that are monophonic. Because obviously you can play 8 tracks at a time, so it's not polyphonic as far as playing 8 tracks at a time. So good tip, good for reminding me. Cool Doug. You have the 404 big tower and you think this is better. Yeah, I mean it is. I think overall, if you're gonna have one piece to make beats, but it does come down to preference. But there's still those drawbacks though. I mean the effects on this, it's not the same. And resampling is crazy like simple on the 404. Like there's like no menu diving. I don't think the 404 has any menu diving at all, does it? It's all pretty much just on the surface, which this is pretty close, but you have two levels, two layers to each button pretty much. Mellow DNA. That's the name of the movement. Okay. Um, that's what's up. Okay. Come on now. I had a movement this morning. That's cold, bro. I had a few of them. So you just have the one in the record player. See, I love that. I love the sound of that. Sometimes I wish I just like I get caught up. I got two samples. Actually, I have three with the PL33, which has gotten like no love at all. I haven't made a video or done any like full beat making with it really. It's just sitting up there. But yeah, sometimes I like the idea of just the record player. You know, and the MPC one is the closest thing to being able to, or any MPC of the newer ones, to just having a 2 piece or 1 piece setup, headphones, a record player, like, and I can record songs, vocals in the MPC. Now this, that would be a stretch. I think you could do it because I actually back in the day when I had a 500, I was recording some vocals, mainly like hooks and stuff. I don't never recorded a full song, but you have to do it with the one, even with all the capability that it has. Yeah, you can use your 404 with a blindfold. That's what's up. Yeah, slope it a bit like the X in the front. And they do that and throw the ability to tilt the screen, and I'd buy it. Yeah, tilt screen would be cool. Yeah, so the X kind of naturally has the tilt already, and then it has the tilt screen. Yeah, but all the most of the older NPCs were kind of rounded at the edges. I don't know why they've gone to like square, rigid boxes. I mean, the X isn't necessarily, but the Live and the One are like these boxes. They're rigid. Um, but even like I guess like the MPC 1000 kind of slight curve to the edges. more so, as far as I remember, and then the 500 did too. None of this is really super important, but it's just aesthetically and maybe even portably better. Although if you have like the proper kind of padding and stuff, you're all good. Some people going with the 2.2 and doing lo-fi with it. I don't have either. Just see it used on some channels. Yeah. Yeah, I've thought about it. I can be quite a gear gear hound. The 202 can resample and there's no sequencer, but for whatever reason, it's the only one that has. Yeah, that was one thing. Not having a proper pitch on the 404 was just weird. Like this, yeah, that's weird. But I seen the 202 pitch and was tempted to get it just for that pitch because I think it's even pretty like really good for a pitch knob, like for the way that it, whatever the algorithm of it is that pitches stuff, like it sounds good, right? Like I've heard that. I don't know who I saw that with. Might have been SP Vids. Someone had a video demonstrating the quality of the pitch on that thing. Oh yeah, the 2.2 can't resample. Oh. Okay. It's just like this. Keep going back to that. I do wish there was an undo feature. That would make things a little easier. Instead, I end up clearing the pattern in the pattern mode, in the pattern lack of screen, or just well, you know what? I might, I'll adapt. Watch, so I believe you can scroll down from, maybe not. kind of hard to get a progression. Let me turn this turn on gated. Guess I'm doing that. 2, 3. Track 5 after my chorus. We got the single notes corresponding to the pad, to the chords. Whoops, that don't work. Take a break here. Yo, D-Bro. Koala sampler, I do have it. I had big plans for it. I was sampling everything. I was just gonna use it as like a field recorder, sampling a bunch of stuff and like throwing it in the MPC to sound design, make some drums and stuff. But I haven't been on it. It seems like a really cool thing. Like this, the sequencer on it is pretty cool too. Yeah, pitch is good on MPC, for sure. I mean, you have that functionality, but I don't know if there's something about the 202 that was like different. AI Knowledge, what's up, man? From Columbus, Ohio. What's good? Thanks for checking in. The effects are a lot more in depth than the tracks. Okay. Ghetto Styles, what's up, bro? Welcome in, man. Checking out the circuit rhythm. You picked one up yet, or is that one you're passing on? Because I know you got like every other sampler in existence. Yeah, I made a like a sample beat, and then I was just working on, I guess, original. But it's a little limited here with these sounds in here. So I sampled chords from the MPC and put them in here, so I could make some kind of a song. So where am I at? Song 6. Different sound. I'm flopping here. I don't have one yet. Does it interest you at all? If I remember correctly, the 202 aliases, you've also got a few different sample rates. Okay, Zoom sample track. That was on my radar for a minute. It looked interesting. This is your go-to for like pitching and stuff. Okay, Ghetto Styles. You're in Ohio as well, right? Yeah. Well. Yeah, I was hoping someone had an answer for me as far as the packs thing. I'm trying to make new packs. I've been struggling with that because I'm trying to make some more packs and sharing with you guys and whoever might want one. I want to share this pack, and I can. I want to be able to make multiple packs. I like the way this is laid out too, because you can like use packs to create multiple beats and just have like a cohesive sound. I think that's a good method for if like you're gonna make like a full album of beats or like beat tape or something, some kind of EP. Yeah, but I think I'm coming towards the end of this thing because I gotta get up off this. This chair's got me slouching and messing up my back. I'm gonna go do something else, get active for a minute. And been very lucky to have this free moment because it's been a while. And yeah, family's growing. So I got a almost 2-week-old daughter. I got 2 other daughters, and I'm just trying to get things straightened out and in order, organized, do my daddy business, get this house fixed up, this apartment, move into another one, a bigger one, with a dedicated spot for lifted noise, and also trying to figure out the direction of my YouTube channel, what I really want to do. I've tried to express that, and then yeah, I don't know when I'll be on again. Hopefully I get with the other guys, I Am Sight and King O Caesar, and do a Dad Beats podcast. If you guys are kind of new to my channel, some of you, if you still haven't heard, we're doing a podcast on Sundays. I think it's usually around like 1 p.m. Pacific time. Yeah, so it's a podcast like for beat makers. If you narrow it down to dads who are beat makers and trying to like balance that, navigate that, music as a hobby or even pursuing it as a business and stuff. And so yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys know who I Am Sight is, King O Caesar. A lot of MPC content on their channels. If you're not an MPC guy, but you are in the circuit world or just beat making world, maybe you want to check that out if you're a father. Yeah, maybe a formatting thing with the SD card, Cool Doug. I think that might, yeah, but I don't know how, if you have any insight on that. Like I've tried, I was gonna format it on my Mac, from reading some things in the manual as far as what it needs to be, like exFAT, and I don't know anything about this stuff. Like it needs to be like exFAT 32 or something. But my MacBook is like on an old OS, so I went to format it, and it says there might be issues, so I might be like formatting it in something that's not even usable. So I don't know how I'd go about formatting, if there's even a way of formatting it, maybe with components. That would be cool to know. But yeah, I'm pretty clueless when it comes to that. But I think maybe you're right. You might be right about that, if I could figure out how to format it properly. D-Royal, what were you saying about the August drum pack? And thank you for supporting. I appreciate that. It's been in steady rotation. You've been using that August drum pack. August, that was last month. Yeah, that's like my favorite drum packs. If you caught so I did the 2.10 video where there's the new sample play where it's like note off. I applied that to the drum program, so you have like those little drum flams, and you can make like some pretty decent rolls and stuff. And the way I programmed that was cool, because I also made use of like what was it? Where you could trigger another pad with it. So I had like some vinyl up here, and you could trigger it, but that was on note on. So like it would only trigger as long, like if you held it down. It was kind of, I was feeling that pack, so it's cool to hear you using it, because yeah, I was kind of proud of that one. This month I haven't had much time to work on it, but I'm gonna have something for you guys, for your patrons. Thanks for the congratulations, Ghetto Styles. Yeah, I've been thinking about a new chair, and I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I've been thinking about a new chair. I picked up a new desk so I can actually put my legs under it. I got a cheap desk from Amazon, so it's only temporary. I don't know how long it's gonna. It's probably gonna be trash when I pull it out. It's a $39 desk from Amazon. It's probably gonna break as soon as I try to put it together. It's gonna snap on me. exFAT, yeah, see, I don't even know what I'm talking about when I say exFAT, FAT 32. Like, I don't, but I have an older Mac, so I was weary to like try to format my newer micro SD card for this, and it just completely not work. Should be a way to format the card on the device. Yeah, there should be. I'm not sure. I haven't seen anything about it in the manual, but I've been skimming through that. I'll probably go take another look at it. But I've been in there so many times trying to figure out this pack thing. It's been your template pack? Ooh, that's what's up. Hey man, I appreciate that, man. That's an honor. macOS 2.15.7. I'm not sure what I have. I think I'm like 2.0 or 10.0 something. All the chairs are terrible. Man, if I can get a chair like the ones they have at my job. So I work at a college and they have all the chairs in the offices are $1,000 each. $1,000 for a chair. And they've got all kinds of adjustability. Like you can have it pushed out to form your back and stuff. It's a super nice chair. But yeah, I don't know if you're getting that. Like I'm $50 is probably the most I'm gonna spend on a chair. I don't know, but maybe I should. You know, you got to consider that like the little accessories is just as important as like the tools you're using. Because if I'm sitting here and this is like my hobby or I'm pursuing it as like a career somehow, like I don't want it to mess me up from sitting down. Yeah, $1,000. You believe that? Like these motherfuckers need to pay me. They're not even paying me my due, and I ain't even said shit. I've been humble about it. That's on some other stuff. At the moment, I'm on some paid family leave, so 200 max. Yeah, I might do 200. Hit up Novation. Yeah, see, I got an SD card off of their list of compatible cards too, so I don't know what's going on. You know, like I got the 120. Which one did you get? If you could type in the one, if you could link me to the one you got, Cool Doug, that would be dope. If you get a chance, like maybe if it's not now, if you get a chance later, link it like in the comments or something. And I'll pin that for folks. I'll pin you at the top because it's important. I don't know, maybe you're right. I should hit them up. Like, what's going on? Yeah. Because I feel like I can't think of it. I feel like maybe there's something else that's kind of weird with this. Maybe there's something weird about my specific rhythm. Yeah, my back is getting kind of tired just sitting here like this. I need something else. I need one of those big gaming chairs at least, you know? It goes all the way up the back. Sometimes I try to put a pillow. Grab this pillow. But I don't know. This is like a, what do you call it? One of them memory foams? Probably something that's more firm. It's probably better on your back. Using the rhythm on the couch. I actually used the MPC ONE for the first time on the couch last night. Died on me hella quick. I had a little battery pack I needed to charge, but it died on me. Yeah, if you're gonna sit, then invest in the chair, for sure. I slid off nice with the chair. Bro, if it's like my job, they always let one go when one breaks. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they've had those chairs for the last 10 years. They're pretty sturdy. Yeah, it's a good idea. Like, I'm super uncomfortable. When I get up right now, my back's probably gonna be stiff. But I probably wouldn't have the same issues if I hadn't like hurt my back working out in the past. Like I've really just like ignorantly tried to work out and like do deadlifts and squats and stuff and like not have like a belt and just one of those shitty moments. And now it just kind of like flares up here and there. And I think it does flare up because I'm sitting here like this. And right now my legs are still like I had to sit at this kind of sideways angle. Kensington 8GB one. Okay. Okay, I appreciate it if you looked up the exact one. Yeah. Mine was on the list too. 128 gigs. You need the neck support. Play a beat. Alright. I'm gonna play the other beat because I think it was better. So I'll go into projects and load this one up. That master filter knob is pretty dope having that. I think they really had in mind like the performance thing with this. You know, just having these effects, and I don't know if they got inspiration from the PO33 because it really has, although the PO33 has a dope one, and I know these are I'm all over the place with what I'm saying. But these are the grid effects, so you just press them and then effect starts like this little beat repeat stuff, and you have the lo-fi. You have like some filters maybe, and you can latch them with that. But the PO33 works in the same way, but I think it has some other ones that were really cool. Like there's a halftime thing or like a slowdown. It pitches all your samples down, and it stays in the same tempo. That's a really dope effect. And I know in components you can like further adjust them, but I haven't done it, and I'm wondering if there's maybe something like that. The reverse is pretty good. Now, so it's on the input. So when I'm talking and I press this reverse button, it actually reverb available. Isn't that crazy? But yo, Ghetto Styles, that's what's up. It's the stank face. I appreciate it. Sounds good, bro. DJ Focus was good. Thank you for coming in. Yeah, you might need the next support for that, huh? But yeah, that's it, man. I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna bounce and take care of my back and take care of some other things. It's already 7 p.m. and I've been on here for 2 hours. So thanks for joining me. I appreciate you guys. If you could get that SD card link up, man, it would be the third one I buy. But yeah, go check out Dad Beats on Sunday. Got to go kind of check in with those guys, see if we're doing it. But it's a cool little thing just to stay positive so we can all work through our struggle together. You know, you're not alone in this, trying to be music creators and fathers. Yeah, that's it, man. Glory be to God. Thanks for joining me, guys. Stay humble, lift noise. God bless. And yeah, appreciate y'all sharing the time with me and having a chat with me. Cool Doug. Peace, man. Take care, guys.